In a country where made in Ghana rice has faced a lot of stigma, Bernice, a true force of resilience and innovation, took to the streets, facing rejection with unwavering determination. From roadside struggles to the heartwarming victories of changing perceptions, she has not just sold a product, she has transformed minds. Join us on this journey of acceptance as Bernice proves that sometimes the most misunderstood gems becomes the true treasure we never knew we needed.
Hey, I made a sale. Thank you. Yay! I sold my rice. The only way to do a great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. If you want to do well as an entrepreneur in this journey you have chosen or this journey you aspire to be, you have to love what you do and be intentional about it. Hello, dear wonderful viewers. It's another wonderful episode of the Entrepreneurship Journey program. The program that is sharing the untold stories of entrepreneurs, what they go through every day, the challenges they've been through, how they were able to overcome them, to serve as a guide and a form of mentorship for aspiring entrepreneurs. And of course, we use this to promote the businesses of these entrepreneurs. And I am your host, Esther Educhumwa, the Entrepreneur's PR. Today, our bus landed at Lavitz, here at Community 25 Estate Junction. And we are speaking with Bernice Fesu, the CEO, a young woman who is intentionally promoting made in Ghana rice, making her business the hub for all made in Ghana rice. We will get to know why she's taking on this uncharted path, knowing very well that made in Ghana rice has a lot of negative tags that goes with it. We'll get to know her story and be inspired about it so that idea you have, which you think has not been tried, you will know that somebody is also doing something similar. Come along, let's get to know her story. Thank you for passing by. Please subscribe, share and like this video. Let it go viral. Let's support entrepreneurs. Let this project touch a life. Thank you very much. What is the inspiration about promoting Ghana rice? How did this whole started?
Well, Lavitz started as empathy. It started with empathy.
Wow.
You know, City FM one time announced the bumper harvest of rice in Ghana. And then few silos were available and there was less market.
Wow.
So I just felt sad for the farmer who has toiled, to get produce available for us, and then there's no market for it. So I decided, okay, how can I contribute my quota to being part of the solution?
Wow.
And that is how Lavitz started. Sometime 2014, I was faced with a decision of choosing between my children and corporate life.
You see?
Motherhood realities. I know a lot of people have their stories, and I'm not alone. I mean, kudos to all those mothers who have chosen to find time for their children rather than, earn a lot of money that they would have. Because corporate life definitely gives you a lot of money in a very short time. So 2014, even though I chatted as an insurance practitioner,
oh wow,
I left, came to take care of the kids. After 3.5 years, when the kids were a bit old, my last born at that time was 1 year, I decided to go back. I needed money to start something for myself. So I went back into industry, the insurance industry, and then worked for almost 4 years. And then COVID struck. And they were retrenching 50% of the workforce. So I opted joyfully to leave.
Wow.
So I took my money, did what I had to do, paid my tithe, invested part of it, and then started selling
Wow.
I started from my car boots. I mean, when I was doing corporate life, and then was schooling at the same time. But when I came finally out of corporate life, COVID struck. There was a fair going on a bit further. When we go, I will show you where it was. Just, ahead of us.
Let me take you a bit, behind.
Yeah.
So you mean, whilst in corporate, you were selling this rice alongside?
Yes. I was doing reinsurance market, and I was the head of reinsurance for my company.
Okay.
And it involved marketing. Insurance is marketing. I am actually not the back office kind of person. I needed to go out and sell. That business development is my style.
Wow.
So the rice was in my boots. It was around Christmas. It was during Christmas, 2019.
Wow.
So hey, corporate institutions were buying rice for their staff. And then, of course, the announcement came that Ghana rice was in bumper harvest. So there was a bumper harvest for Ghana rice. So a lot of people were trying out Ghana rice. And it was advantageous to me.
Wow.
And part of that money went into enrolling for my MBA in marketing, So I was schooling, doing corporate life, selling rice from my car boots. So when finally I came out of corporate life, there was a fair going on, and then I didn't even have enough to pay for a full stand. So I partnered with a friend of mine, and I paid for half, and then we were selling. God being so good, a family goes to our church. I mean, they attend our church, and they had their nephews with them. God knows and God's will. Oh, those guys were my first interns.
Wow.
They were very helpful. We were chasing cars. Oh my, this place was very busy. It was busier than you see, and ran, shouting Ghana rice, getting different reactions from people.
Wow.
Different reactions. And it was fun. It was fun. It was a learning curve. As an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to go back to the grassroots. If you don't have that determination to start, your life, if you don't have the ability to start your life all over, then
I want to ask, how was it feeling like? I mean, knowing yourself in the corporate field, you are the head of a department, leaving corporate and coming solo to the roadside, picking bags of rice and chasing people, facing mixed reactions and response from them. How did you cope with all that?
It wasn't foreign to me. When I finished, now it's JHS, then JSS. My dad and my mom, they had a shop for me. So I was home, but I was selling popcorn. I would do popcorn and stationery. So I would prepare the popcorn and go to the school market, Holy Child School at that time, and sell. And then take care of our last born too at that time. So I'll take her to school, come and prepare popcorn, go and sell. So selling was part of me.
You.
Even in the university, I was selling.
Wow.
I was selling gift items.
Okay.
So when I was free, I'll pick my items and go from room to room, making money for myself. So it wasn't foreign to me. And I'm the kind of person who is not afraid of starting life all over. That is the kind of person I don't mind, going back to square one, picking trotro, walking. Days when I didn't have a car, I would walk.
Wow.
I would walk happily. So it came natural, and the reactions are normal. Our stand was here. Fortunately, I think I was among the first group of people to get a space.
So I
got a vantage point. This is the entrance. The cars would come through here. So it was just good. It was great for me, and we would be chasing the cars, screaming Ghana rice. Fortunately, Abnash produces Royal Farmers.
Okay.
So their marketing head at that time, Mr. David Adika. Mr. David Adika was my angel knowledge investor.
Wow.
I'm so grateful to him. He kept encouraging me because I was really, really scared. I have not done agric. I don't know farming. I don't know how to even sell this rice, parboiled rice. How are people going to take it? But he kept pushing. He kept pushing me, giving me all the encouragement. I'm really grateful to him. He's still my cheerleader.
So how many pieces of rice did you first start with?
Well, because at that time I had a lot of money. I had come out of corporate Ghana. So I had some money to be able to buy at least 50 bags of the 50 kgs.
Wow.
So I stored them at home and brought them as and when. And then it was a mix of 50 kgs, sample sizes, 2 kgs, 5 kgs, 1 kg, because we needed the smaller sizes. Those were the ones we could carry around and run after cars, you know. So the quantity was a lot.
Wow.
And entrepreneur realities. The same money does everything. The same money takes care of the home. The same money is paying the MBA fees. The same money is...
Did it help?
Oh, it did.
I mean, taking from the money, did it help the growth of the business? Did it affect you in any way?
It will affect you. It will affect you. It got to a point where I went back to 1 bag.
Wow.
I went back to selling 1 bag. So I would come to the roadside and I only have 1 25 kg bag of Royal Farmers. And then by God's grace, I had gotten subtraction.
Okay.
So other brands were getting in touch with me. I was adding on. I was doing self-development courses at the same time. So I used to distribute other brands also. But the products were getting more expensive because Ghana rice brands are, the rice is grade A.
Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive, but it's healthy. It's expensive to the Ghanaian, but it's not expensive because compared to the foreign rice, I don't want to mention those expensive foreign rice brands you see.
Yeah.
Comparatively, the prices are cheaper for Ghana rice brands. So I would get 1 25 kg and arrange and sell bag after bag. So the whole day I labored for just 25 kg, add, top up, and buy 2 bags. Sometimes you would have to eat it, it affects that. Using the funds will happen as a startup because it's the same thing you are using for everything. But it's been worth it. It's been worth it. We haven't arrived. We are still progressing. We will get there. We will get there because the goal and the vision is to have Lavitz rice.
Exactly. So can you tell us what are some of the challenges you face and how, like the beginning challenges and how you tackle them?
One of the major challenges is finances. Finances was because, even though you are out of work, you've invested your money into business, it's the same money that is feeding the house. Now you don't have anything going for you. You don't have other streams of income yet. So it's the same amount of money that is feeding the home, is taking care of the school fees, is taking care of all that. So everything is under pressure. So, and I was bootstrapping. It was from my own capital. I didn't have any grants or anything from anywhere. So finances is still the challenge because the vision is big and you need a lot of funds for that. So yes, and then the fact that the support, you don't have everyone giving you the kind of support. A lot of family and friends, they felt, why would you leave your work? You've done it and you've gone back and you have come back out. Are you okay?
Leave the office with AC and come and stand in the dance.
The pomp and pageantry and the dressing and all the madam. And you are coming back. Even I heard people making comments, some that I heard of. Someone said, her friend said, hey, mommy, wait, me, if I don't get a shop, me want mommy shop, come back home, well, that is them. You have to have grit. You have to have the determination. You have to tell yourself, you will not listen to the naysayers. The entrepreneurial journey is a very lonely path. No one may understand you, but you know what you want. You can see the future and then you stick with it. When you fall, just like Jesus Christ, you get up. When you fall, You know, Bible says that the righteous man falls 7 times, right? But he will definitely rise. So when you fall, you go back up. When you fall, you go back up. And then with time, you found family understanding you somehow. My parents came over to support me, to say hello. It was nice. My friends, also my very good friends, came over to support me. My kids would be selling with me.
Wow.
My firstborn. I mean, she is a bit older now. She's 14 now. At that time, I think she was, 11 or so. So she would come, wear the apron. In the evening, the younger ones will also be here. And then I would give credit to my husband at that time, who asked that, well, the bigger bags would weigh the car. So we should buy a van. I was very reluctant because I didn't have the funds to buy a van. So he proposed that I sell my car. And I said, hey, I am not sure that I'm willing to let go of my red car with open top. No. So he pushed, and then he put for sale on the car. He sold the RAV4, and then at least there was some money coming from that sale. And then he topped up.
Wow.
And then we got
the van.
It was nice. You know, I appreciate that effort that he did, you know, at that time. So, those were the very beginnings. I mean, I think that is how far he was able to get for me. I mean, getting the van available, and then also, you know, once in a while, when I'm selling, he helps. He goes around with me to help once in a while. But there were very few. Those moments were few because at a point, he also gave up on me. He also gave up on me woefully. But, you know, these things come, you know, to inspire you. You know that even Judas gave up on Jesus. But it didn't prevent Jesus Christ from, you know, attaining his mission and giving us salvation. So if someone as close as him, you know, would give up on you, it didn't worry me. Personally, it did not worry me.
How did you process that to cross and all?
Oh, there are prices to pay as an entrepreneur. At a point, I have had to let go of him also along the way. You know, I've had to let go of him along the way because you wouldn't want anyone standing in the way of your vision. And people take you to a certain level, and the next vision or the place the Lord is preparing for you, they are not part of that place. So you would have to take a very tough decision to let go of friends, family, opportunities, you know. So he was one of the casualties of entrepreneurship. And I'm grateful. I have my kids backing me. I have very, very good friends. I have family members also backing me in their own way. My late dad, he actually branded my van for me as my 40th birthday present 2 years ago. He did a lot of things for my 40th birthday. He branded my van. At that time, you know, things were so hazy, but he was good. He did other things when I couldn't even finish paying my school fees, my MBA school fees, my last school fees. You know, 5,000 cedis. I didn't have it because I had finished up all the capital in other things, buying materials, course materials, and other things. He paid my fees for me, and I was able to write my exams and pass. You know, but he passed this year, January this year, and I'm still healing from his demise. But we give thanks to God for everything. So the journey has been good. The challenges are there. You have people give up on you. You have financial issues. You have people want to take advantage of you even. So you just have to be careful. You have to be alert. You have to be strong-minded. You have to have grit. It's not about school. It's not about what you learn in school. It's not about being a shark in school. You know, grade A students also end up being grade Z students in life. So it's not about school. It's about grit. It's about determination. It's about confidence. So for now, I've made myself, Lavitz is the hub. So we started with Jumia, selling online with Jumia, and then with time, we got our website. with time, by the grace of God. So my dad paid for that also.
Wow.
It was my late dad, who paid for Fesu the third.
Oh.
You know, he paid for my website to be done for me as part of my 40th birthday 2 years ago.
Wow.
And www.lavitzgh.com is up and running.
Wow.
We are able to sell from online, people from Navrongo, Tamale. You know, we've partnered with other platforms. Steeman, we've partnered with Steeman. They're able to pick. We've partnered with Blendify.
Oh,
Blendify
wow.
can deliver to people who are out of the country.
Wow.
So small, we will get there. And as and when the brands are available, sometimes we have, you know, Ghana Rice brands. One of the challenges also with Ghana Rice brands is that you don't have them consistent throughout the year. So because of the research we have done, because of the experiences we have, and we have worked over the years, we know which brand will be a good substitute for our clients.
Okay.
So for example, Royal Farmers, this is their polished rice.
Okay.
This is from the north.
Wow.
This is EVV rice. It's from the south.
Okay.
The difference between the northern rice and the southern rice is that this is drier.
Okay.
This is because of the weather conditions there, so it affects their produce. And so it's drier. It's very good for wache. It's good for jollof. People who don't like very wet rice, you know, it's very good for wache, jollof, umutuo, and all rice brands. EVV rice is from the south. It's more moist. So it's an all-weather kind of rice. Whether you want to prepare fried rice, jollof rice, any form of rice, all weather. But Royal Farmers Parboil, especially, is for wache and jollof. And then, of course, their polished rice also, but because it's from the north, you know, we know which ones are good. We used to sell Duke rice also.
Okay.
Duke and Benji. Duke produces Benji, Benji produces Duke. So, as and when. So, but this season, we don't have Duke. So, we've substituted with EVV.
Okay.
And then Royal Farmers. Okay. So, as and when, we are a hub. So, we do only Ghana rice, made in Ghana rice brands. Nothing foreign.
Wow.
Nothing foreign. We do only made in Ghana rice brands. So, when you buy from Lavitz, you are sure to have authentic Ghana rice brands here. And then we go out of our way to work with farmers who also work with farmers. So you are putting farmers at a good advantage. You are changing their livelihoods.
Exactly.
You are giving them work. You know, we say that we
for their produce.
Market for their produce. We are tackling SDG goals 1, 3, 8, and 17.
Wow.
That is what Lavitz is tackling. No poverty, economic empowerment, growth, and partnership. So the partnership comes with employment, so that people don't go doing the wrong things, vices. So when you buy from Lavitz, you are helping, you are impacting the lives of these farmers positively, and you are sure to have authentic made in Ghana rice brands.
Wow.
Yes.
Have you had to have your rice brought back to you because you talked about consistency? Have you had to have your rice brought back to you because they were not as you marketed it? If so, how did you tackle it? Yes.
We've had an experience like that. In fact, it happened last Christmas. It was the only feedback we got for one of our brands. And the client wasn't happy with the consignment we sent to them for Christmas. A lot of factors will come to play. These are first time made in Ghana rice brand consumers. So you are sure of having, some of them have never tasted it. Some of them just want to help the company startup grow and all that. So the feedback wasn't so good. Wow, we were really apologetic. We had to actually write to them apologizing, and then we couldn't replace the whole consignment, but we gave them a quantity that they could share. Different brands this time around. We gave them different brands so that they can have a taste of maybe Royal Farmers, some from the north, and then EVV from the south. Then they can decide for themselves. So as an entrepreneur, you sure have to manage feedback. They didn't want us to do that, but we were very insistent, because for us, it is the feedback that will help us get better.
Exactly. Walk us through how your thought process is when you have to take a risk in business.
For me, I would always present it first to God. I am unable to, I've developed that habit because of the challenges I have gone through, the things I have gone through. At a point, like I said, everyone gives up on you and you are alone. You are alone. So you learn to rely solely on God. Before I take a risk, I would go to God, tell him that this is what I have to do. It's risky, but he should let me know if it's something to do. If it's not something to do, then he should put something in the way to prevent me from taking that risk. And I leave it. Isaiah 26:3 is one of my favorites. He gives perfect peace to they that fix their eyes on him and they that put their trust in him. So when I tell him that, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful. Once I'm agitated within my spirit, I take it as a hint that I shouldn't go through that process. And even if I'm still not sure, in my confusion, the Lord has a way of protecting me. I remember one time I had an offline order to deliver 50 boxes of Royal Farmers rice. I hadn't paid for them at that time, so I picked it from one of my competitors who had that quantity, because I didn't have that quantity. I didn't have the money. So like I said, a partnership. So Momome is one of my competitors, all right, but we are good friends also through the connection of Mr. David Adika.
Oh, this same man.
My angel knowledge investor who used to work with Avnash as the marketing director at that time, you know. So he connected us and we became friends. So whenever I didn't have money ready or quantity, he had it. And then I went there. His shop is all the way at Alajo. So I went there to pick 50 boxes of Royal Farmers rice. Hey, I hadn't paid for it. And this man asked me to meet him. His boys would meet me on the Spintex Road, and then I would offload at the warehouse. I got to the Spintex Road around 4, called this man to no avail.
Wow.
He wasn't answering. And the call didn't come to me directly. It went through Jumia as an offline order. And apparently I wasn't the only vendor that was called. Someone who was dealing in oil and other things were also called. So it felt authentic, because this is a whole Jumia calling you that there's an offline order and they are paying cash. I don't do credits. It's cash and carry. So under normal circumstance, you would pay before I deliver. But because this is a corporate institution calling you, and the stakes were, and you needed to be a bit competitive. So I agreed to deliver and pick the money. 5 o'clock, this man wasn't answering. I called Jumia. Jumia called the man. He said his boys were coming. 7 p.m. I was stationed at the Total.
3 hours.
Yeah, I was stationed at the Total filling station on the Spintex Road, waiting. Then around 8:30, now the place was getting a bit quiet. The warehouse, I understand, was somewhere on that stretch, but I didn't know where exactly. So I was even proposing to drive to that place. They should send me the location, so I would drive there. They were not selling the location. So I just knew that there was something wrong. But I wanted to be sure within myself. So I started praying. In the spirit, and I was asking the Lord to protect me, because, hey, I'm carrying goods.
You're a woman.
And I'm a woman. So what if people come, and attack me and take my goods? It was going to be a problem. And I didn't know what to do. So I was there. Then the Jumia guy called me and said, unfortunately, they had to cancel order, because the guy or the buyer was actually a fraudster. So those who went to supply to that guy took a check.
And a bounce.
And it didn't work out.
God saved you.
God saved me. So it was a risk. At that time of the night, I had left my children at home. I don't have a house help, so it wasn't easy. The neighbors were there and all right, but they were alone at that time of the night, and they were much younger then. So So it wasn't a small challenge, inner battle for me.
Exactly.
So yes, for me to take a risk, I go back to my Lord. I ask him for direction. And if it's not a good risk, if it's not a good risk to take, he delivers me. If it's a good risk to take, he makes it. And then I give him thanks.
Oh,
That's my
yes.
God.
Oh, God.
That's my God. I will serve you all the days of my life. I dance. Oh, I give him a lot of fun. But when I finish, I tell him, say you're laughing. I know, say you're laughing.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you have mentors you consult from time to time?
Well, I learn from everywhere. I learn from everywhere. I wouldn't say that I have a particular person who mentors me. It's one of the challenges we have in the entrepreneurship, the startup business. Most of the platforms, the workshops I take part in. Those are some of the questions I would ask. Is there a program to mentor, someone to hold your hand and take you from stage to stage and will take pride?
That this is my progress.
I even propose for AGI to do that. You can get your members to take the hands of one young person, a startup. But you see, mentorship is not easy. Coaching is not easy. Myself, I am one because I have interns. They come and learn, and you can't skew your teaching only on business.
Yeah.
The emotional, it has to be holistic. These young ones who come as interns, they are so naive. They don't know how to save. They don't know how to look good for sale. They don't have any idea. All they know is they are living with their parents and they get food every day. They get shelter every day. So they have no idea. So they are now coming to learn. So I don't have a mentor. No, I don't have a mentor. But I read a lot. I listen to other entrepreneurs, both in Ghana and out of Ghana. I watch what people do, and then of course these personal development programs, KIC, Guzakuza. Sometimes you travel out of the country, you have other foreign institutions helping you with ideas. You mingle with people. I know Hub, you know, they help you. They look through your website and give you one or two ideas what to put in. Friends from various industries will go and review your website and tell you, give you one or two things. So you learn and grow.
So do you say a program like this where we get people's stories to put at one place so that entrepreneurs and upcoming aspiring entrepreneurs can go there is good and can guide them?
Yeah, Esther, you're doing a very good job. I won't lie to you. The stories need to go out there. You're doing a very good job. My personal prayer is for the Lord to send you promoters.
I mean,
because
promoters come
here. You don't have a car. You have to. I mean, just like you and we also started. You are picking trotro. You are waiting under the tree, under the sun. You are, you know. So I pray that a corporate institution would identify what you do, believe in you, and sponsor you, so that all the things that you need to be able to get our stories out there. These are stories that would inspire people
and guide them.
For example, this reality of motherhood thing we are talking about. When I was in uni, undergrad, I had dreams. I was working towards that. I started my work career at 18 years old.
Wow.
You know, I did a little secretariatship, course. So I started doing internship from Unilever, Tamalube Oil. So in my mind, I was going to be a corporate girl, moving up the ladder. But at the back of my mind also, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But nothing was there for you, to look up to. The stories are not really projected. It is only the end results that you see. The beginnings, the struggles are not really projected. So you are doing well. Entrepreneurship journey is a way of projecting from grass, so that when one day Lavitz
is where
Ghana Rice Depot with Ghana Rice Bar.
Shall come to pass in Jesus.
You know, with Ghana Rice Festival. Everything is Lavitz rice. The story is there. It is not Sakawa.
Exactly.
You know, it is not. You know, when you rise, when you rise all of a sudden, you become proud. You become arrogant. But when you start through the meal, you build character. You build character. You learn humility. When I'm distributing to watches sellers, Ashama Market. I drive in the Ashama Market. You need to look at Ashama Market.
Exactly.
Patience, emotional intelligence. Sometimes you would have to retort.
Courage.
You have to retort to put some people in their place.
Exactly.
You
To have your
maintain
way.
boundaries. Yes. So it is. You will be seen as, you'll be given nicknames.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher, Obadin, arrogant. What? I am very assertive, so I'm able to speak my mind.
So, Madam Intentional Ghana Rice Promoter, how do you manage work life, family, and all the other activities to avoid burnout?
The grace of God has been really sufficient for me, because it's not easy. I mean, as a mother, motherhood is a whole institution on its own, and the task is great. That is why I left work in the first place, because the realization was that if I didn't make time for this ministry, it would worry myself in the future, not even the children. They would come back. In the end, they will come home, and they will come home to me. But I am a sanguine, so sanguines like to have fun.
Okay.
They joke with even serious things. So not to even burn out. If I'm getting burned out, I would have to make up someone laugh. I have to create a joke. I have to say something just to lighten up the environment.
Do you take vacations?
Oh yes, I take vacations. I love to travel. I love to travel, whether I'm paying or someone else is paying. And it's good timing for me. Fortunately, my girls are old now. And the way I have brought them up, just like I went to St. Rose's.
Oh, yeah.
So the itineraries, I write a lot. Everything. Food is here with all on the fridge. So they know what to do. A neighbor helps coming to pick them to school and bring them back. They know how to cook.
Oh, great.
By the grace of God, they know how to cook. So the stew is there, the soup is there in the fridge and the freezer. All they need to do is to warm it, and then they are good to go. They can take care of themselves. And I can take maybe a week's vacation.
Wow.
Sometimes if I have to go with them, I go with them. Most of the time they are with me on trade shows, and it is vacation for me.
Exactly.
And then sometimes also my form of vacation is personal development.
Can you share a particular failure you went through that really taught you a lesson, and what are the lessons you took from that?
Having to put a lot of things in one basket.
Explain further.
Okay, so where you find yourself, there are days when maybe my interns are not able to make it. They didn't communicate it on time, and then I also will not be able to make it because I have to equip myself or engage myself with the children. So then it means that that day I'm not going to sell.
Wow.
And that means that we are going to lose out on sales. Our clients will come and they will not meet us. And one thing about an entrepreneur is you need to be consistent.
Exactly.
When people know this is where your stand is, we don't have a shop. We have a van that we sell advantage points.
Okay.
So if they come 2 or 3 times or
They don't meet you.
and they don't meet you, they assume that
You're not reliable.
we are not reliable, so they won't come. And people definitely come and tell us that the last time I came, you were not here.
Wow.
So we've moved on, or we've gone to buy something else and all that. And you have to start all over. So yes, they are those are some of the failures.
What
I
lessons
think
did you pick from that?
Consistency. So if I can't make it, I have to come and pack my van. And you have to have partnerships too. So the Kenke seller has her sales girl who would also help.
Okay.
There are days when I would tell her, oh, I'm busy doing certain things a few hours. I won't be available, but this is how much each of them costs. So when someone comes, please sell. And she helps.
How do you stay innovative? You know, now the market, once you start, it gets saturated. How do you stay innovative to keep up with the trending situations in the market?
As an entrepreneur, you have to be creative.
Exactly.
Because if you don't jump, you don't get anything to eat. Unlike someone who works in the office, they know their routine. As an entrepreneur, you don't really know your routine for the day. You can plan, but things change along the way. So you have to be able to identify the people to engage for the day and how you have to play your cards. So there are days when you will dance. Oh my God! Those times I would put, if you go online, you would I will put some of the things on my head and I will be dancing and shaking myself. Ghana rise and catching attention. Oh God, it was fun. Wow. It was fun. And I would have the kinky sales girl having time for me. She'll be my paparazzi. And she'll be videoing me, dancing and calling people and smiling like a fool. Oh gosh, we thank God. Wow. I mean, it's been a wonderful journey. I'm enjoying every bit of it. And that's one thing about an entrepreneur. You should have passion. You should have passion. You should enjoy what you're doing. That way it doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like a task. Because you are enjoying it. Whenever you touch ground, you are running with it. So we had various ways. Even online, you would have to use sales. Sometimes you would use a bell. Sometimes you would get your interns will also be dancing along with you. They didn't have to be shy, you know.
The madam is dancing.
Madam is dancing.
You are standing there.
So this is Senyo. I am the CEO of Lavitz, Ghana Rice Brands Promotion and Distribution Company. When you buy from us, you are buying authentic made in Ghana rice. You are helping a farmer from somewhere to uplift their livelihood. You are giving them work. You are improving their economic situation. Also, at Lavitz, you are sure to get various brands. When you buy Ghana rice brand, you are building the economy. We complained that the dollar was going up. Buying from a startup, a local brand, means that you are helping keep the city more competitive as against the foreign currency that we have.
Made in Ghana is all over. So it's in order that we promote what is now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello everyone watching me. Thank you for doing the listening. Thank you for watching. Today we are with Lavitz at Community 25 Estate Junction. We keep complaining about the rise of the dollar and keep saying that it's rising. It's because of the numerous importations. We have farmers right here in Ghana who are farming quality Ghana rice that have greater market in Europe. Yet we are here and we are not making use of this high quality rice. This company, Lavitz, has demonstrated that good spirit to create markets for farmers in Ghana and promoting made in Ghana rice. As I have in my hand, you see it as long grain, but it's made right here in Ghana. It tastes wonderfully well and then it's very healthy as well. Please, let's promote made in Ghana products. And today we are promoting made in Ghana rice. We have EVV, we have Royal Farmers Rice, and a host of varieties that our wonderful CEO mentioned. If you're watching me, pick their number and their contact details in the description below. Engage them. Wherever you are, they will deliver to your doorstep. Let's help Ghana to grow by investing in made in Ghana products. Let's eat Ghana rice. Let's eat Ghana rice. Hello, everybody, come and buy Ghana rice. So from here, we are going to the roadside. We are going to sell our rice. And you have to pray with that because I have to sell this rice before I go. So let's get to the roadside. Come along with that. Thank you.
You can be blessed with your good right. Promotion, I'm all for you.
You don't love
Thank you. Yay! I got my round.
In Ghana is for all of us. So it's in order that we promote what is ours. Thank you.